All right, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is the Cryptonautic channel. My name is Angel Bundes, the financial physician, and this is the Crypto Nightcap show where I bring you the latest in crypto news for today. And today is Friday, March 31st, 2023. And we got some good stories for you today. Hopefully, you guys have been trading. Hopefully, you guys are making some good gains. Bitcoin is up. Bitcoin is up quite a bit, actually, from where it was just a day ago. I believe we were in 27 range yesterday, and we're now back up to 28,578 or so. And we'll jump into the charts here in a little bit. But today's been a good day, good day in crypto. A lot of good stuff, a lot of good stories this week. There's a lot of good things happening, a lot of stuff that's impacting, the positive price movement of Bitcoin. For those of you guys who don't know, obviously we're in the middle of this bear cycle and coming back into the next bull cycle as we approach the 2024 Bitcoin halving event. So if you're not familiar with the Bitcoin halving event, you should know what the Bitcoin halving event if you want to be in crypto. So right now, it's looking like estimated to be around the middle of April for the next halving next year. And so this is a great accumulation phase. We will likely see Bitcoin, possibly touch 50K sometime this year, and maybe pull back, retrace back down. I think right now we could easily get up to 33, 35, something like that, and then it'll probably come back down. Hopefully, I have buy orders pretty much starting from like 26.1 down to under 25, just around the 24 mark, and I think I have like one more Hail Mary order like around 23.3, something like that. But in case some wick, scam wick just comes down. But this is a great year to be buying, whether you're doing a DCA strategy or some kind of accumulation. This year is a solid bet. My strategy's been pretty simple for the most part. Right now, I am spread out on a lot of altcoins. I think obviously I still hold a lot of Bitcoin, but I spread out a lot of my holdings so that I could hopefully capitalize on bigger gains, right? So I definitely held on to some coins from the last bull cycle. It was where we thought it was gonna go higher. Everyone thought it was gonna go higher, so I was kind of holding out, and then we never did, right? And then so that's pretty much what happened. So I held out until a lot of coins. So that's why I'm also highly distributed on some great alts, definitely some great projects that I think have a lot of potential for this next bull run, and we're gonna be talking through some of those projects. I'm gonna be giving you guys some of my top coins. I'm thinking about some different segments that I want to incorporate. It does look like the show is probably gonna be closer to like an hour. I know I've been setting it about 8:15, but it probably will need to start at 8 o'clock. I'll probably just go 8 to 9. So if you're on the East Coast, be 11 to 12. So for you late birds. But I'm gonna try to cram in as much stuff into it. We're gonna have a good time, right? Because listen, I know it's late, but especially like on a Friday night, maybe you're trying to catch, maybe you're getting ready for going out tonight or something right now. So if you're watching, hey, hopefully you're gonna be safe out there. Have a good time, but be mindful of your surroundings and be safe, right? But yeah, I'm gonna try to give you guys a full hour of great content and just a lot of different stories, different opinions, and definitely looking at charts, different coins, and talking about projects that I think I'm coming up, or just stuff that I find interesting, different projects that I'm putting in some money into. I definitely want to let you guys know about those. So right now, obviously, Arbitrum is big, just had their drop, but the problem with some of these projects that have the airdrops is you have a lot of tokens being distributed, and so there's a lot of selling pressure. And then more importantly than that is a lot of these projects have large distributions that will, like they have basic time periods, right, where they're locked up before they're released. And so some whale or some early investor gets a big chunk, they could be dumping the market. And so that puts a lot of sell pressure on these projects. They come out hot at the very beginning, and then, it's hard to really get the rides up when there's just so much, sell pressure from the large distribution, these airdrops and things like that. So I get it. That's the nature of the beast. But because if you get an airdrop and you have some free tokens that you didn't really do anything for, you didn't buy anything, that's free money. Who's not going to want to sell? I have some that I get, and I definitely have sold some when I need it because I wanted to diversify that into another project, a more stabilized project that's booming or something like that. So I've done it. It's the it's part of the game, right? That's what we're playing here. That's what we're here for, right? We want the most gains Hopefully you can use it for good purposes, whatever those gains are. But we're all here to try to change our lives to the better, right? To find economic freedom, to find financial freedom through crypto assets. That's really what it's all about. As a financial coach, I teach about the FIRE movement. The name of my company is actually called Fire Life Financial. So FIRE stands for financial independence, retire early. And the idea is that if you invest aggressively, especially if you're young, like if you're a millennial, you don't have to wait until you're age 65 to retire. Because one of the main things about finances that I have come to know in what I teach my students is retirement is not an age. Retirement is a number. It's a financial number. Basically, it's the amount of assets that you need in order for you to maintain the lifestyle that you want to maintain, right? But once those assets start generating a certain amount of income, right, per year, enough that it covers your living expenses, then you don't have to work for money anymore. Essentially, you can retire. Because if you've built up enough assets, right, and let's say you have a generally low cost of living, it doesn't really matter what the cost of living is, but if your assets can maintain your cost of living, then, right, and your income that's being produced by the assets that you're holding can cover all of your living expenses, then you don't have to work, right? So you can effectively retire. You don't have to do anything for money. You can go spend your time doing whatever you want. Spend your time serving, some nonprofit or some ministry, whatever it is that you want to do. Maybe travel the world. And if your expenses are being covered, then there's no reason for you to go to work, right? And now the thing is, it's not about not having to work. The idea is that you don't have to work for money. It means you can focus your time on doing cool stuff. You can create. You can do things that bring you joy and happiness and where you find purpose and meaning. And, if you love serving and you love going to work at Starbucks, then go work at Starbucks. But the idea is that you don't need that paycheck. You're there just because you love doing the job. And that's what we want to get back to, right? That's what crypto assets can bring you. Because if you are able to live, right, off of your assets, then you can do whatever it is you want to do. You can do whatever it is that brings you joy and fulfillment and happiness. And that's what we should be teaching. That's what we should be teaching our kids. And hopefully us as parents, we're going to do everything possible to make sure we give our kids a good life, but make sure they're not spoiled, make sure that they learn how to work, make sure they appreciate the value of a Bitcoin, not a dollar, but you understand what I'm saying, right? Learn the value of earning something, because then that's not going to make them, hopefully that will not make them, feel like they're owed something, spoiled and all that stuff, right? So that's the kind of stuff that I teach in my financial courses, and that's what we're here to do with crypto assets. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm teaching. This is why I'm doing this live stream, because I believe in the power of, what economic freedom can do for your life. When you make money the sole ambition of your life, life can be very meaningless, right? It's whatever. But when you understand that money is just a tool, right? It's a tool for the use of economic exchange, right? That's pretty much all it is. And as long as you don't make that your sole ambition to the accumulation of wealth and make that your God, so to speak, your idol, then you can understand that, hey, I'm just using this stuff. I need to generate it, but it's not what I live for. It's just like whatever. It's like anything that I have, any tool in my tool chest, right? If I need a hammer, I'm going to use it when I need the hammer, right? Well, I need money to do things more often, right? It's a tool that I can use. I need daily. And I understand that those resources can help me do a lot of other things. I can do a lot of good with those resources, right? And I can put those resources to work to generate more resources so I can be more productive and be more effective in the things that I want to do and accomplish, right? So that's how I got to look at money. And, a lot of people, though, have a very unhealthy relationship with money. They think that, that's what it's all about. It's because they see people with money and they think that's what is going to bring me happiness or whatever. Like people that are poor or people that are poor will say things like money doesn't bring you happiness. Generally, that's true, right? But the idea is that actually that's not true, right? Money can bring you happiness, right? Because it can give you the opportunity to do things that bring you joy, right? You're able to use the money to go and make memories with the people you love, and that brings you happiness, right? The money itself doesn't make you happy. It's what the money allows you to do. That's what brings you the happiness and the joy, right? So, anyways, off my rant. Let's jump into the news. So today I pulled up a few things that I found interesting, and I just man, we had to just be mindful of what the heck's going on. So let me share my screen with you guys, and then we'll jump into the news. Wrong channel. Here we go. All right. So the headline for today: Senator Warren touts building an anti-crypto army in her re-election campaign. This woman, are you serious right now? Her whole re-election campaign is shaping up to be all about the anti-crypto person. She's fighting for the little man. You just see some of the stuff she says. It's just ridiculous, and that just shows the ignorance, right? Just the ignorance. She just doesn't know. She doesn't understand Bitcoin. She doesn't understand what it is actually doing and what it is doing for people, but what can it do for America as a nation and make us stronger, continue to keep us the world's really only superpower and economic superpower. But she doesn't see it, right? She's totally blind to it. And let's face it, she is, and this is known as well documented, right? And I may pull it up one day. She gets paid so much money to go do speaking engagements for some of the top banks and financial institutions. Your JP Morgans and Bank of Americas of the world. These banks, these big companies pay her millions of dollars a year to go do speeches and whatever else. You don't think that is a way of her getting compensated, under the table kind of thing? But she's doing it to go talk or whatever. She's getting her speaking engagement fees. Whatever. It's all shady corruption, but whatever. But this is what she did. So I'm in this fight to put our government on the side of working families. Join our re-election campaign today. Elizabeth Warren proposes a $10 a day for child care. I don't know. She's crazy. She's got a lot of crazy stuff. But yeah, she's definitely anti-crypto. And she is coming after crypto hard. I believe she's one of the mouthpieces for the legacy financial institutions. And she's going to be one of the ones basically saying that crypto and blockchain companies are a bunch of evil people, and it's all being used for nefarious purposes and money laundering and this and that. And it's really, do you think that crypto, more money's being laundered through crypto percentage wise than the US dollars? No, and the amount of US dollars that are being used for illegal purposes is okay. And this is what people don't understand, right? And they're trying to vilify Bitcoin itself. But again, it's just a tool. Bitcoin itself is not evil or bad. It's whatever you want to use it for, right? I just say same thing with my dollars. I could take my dollars and I could go hire a hitman or go buy drugs or go, whatever, hookers and blow, whatever it is, right? I could do bad stuff with money, or I can go do good stuff. I can go serve. I can go give that money, to go spread the gospel or to go help, blind children or whatever, right? You understand? So it's the same thing with Bitcoin. I could use it for bad things or I could use it for good things. I can go launder dollars, right? I can go sell a bunch of drugs and then go have a fake business and launder a bunch of money through there, right? To bring it into the system, right? Smurfing, whatever you want to call it. So it's stupid, right? To try to vilify Bitcoin, think that it's only for, negative uses. And that just shows the ignorance about that. So anyways, let's jump into the next story. The U.S. government sells 215 million in Silk-owned Bitcoin, plans to dump another 1.1 billion. That's at right now value. Okay, so check this out. So remember the original. This is back in 2014 or whatever, right? Bitcoin was really stolen from the darknet hacker by a hacker named James Zong, and the U.S. Actually, I think a couple years ago, actually finally caught them. And they were able to confiscate some 40,000 Bitcoin or something like that. 41,490 Bitcoins. Well, they still have that much. So they had 50,000 or something like that. Is that what it was? I don't think this one tells me. I forgot where I read it, but it was something like that. So yeah, they sold on March 24th. The government sold 9,861 Bitcoin of the 51,351 that they got. So for a total of 215 million. And you know what's crazy? After paying about 215,000 in transaction fees. Oh, that's right, because they use Coinbase. By the way, this is so stupid. The government sends this Wells notice to Coinbase, right, threatening that they're going to sue them, right, because they're selling securities, or whatever, and then the government sends them Bitcoin to go sell the Bitcoin for them. So I just thought that was kind of funny. But here, check this out. This is what's interesting. So, forgot where I read this, but think about this. When they seized these Bitcoin, it was around when Bitcoin was worth around like 60,000. It was around 60,000. Okay. So the government literally just sold it like at 50% off. All they had to do was just hold it. They could have just held it and they would have sold, when it's much higher. But that just shows this, again, the ignorance. Now, just so you guys know, the U.S. government is actually the world's largest holder of Bitcoins from all the seizures and stuff that they've done. So it's estimated that they hold like a little over 1% of the total supply of Bitcoin, making them the largest holder of Bitcoin. So a lot of people don't know that. Now, what they decide to do with it, who knows? And again, this is what we know about. You got to know that there's a lot of black market I forget what they call it, but CIA, wallets and stuff like that. You got to know the CIA's got tons of Bitcoin and a bunch of other assets, I'm sure. So anyways, we won't talk about that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to throw you guys under the bus there, CIA. Don't come after me. I'm just kidding. All right. So just kidding there. But so anyways, yeah, that's the government. So now here's the deal. But the funny thing is, I mean, this is such a small amount of Bitcoin, and people think, oh, the government's going to dump all their Bitcoin. It's like, it's such a small amount. Like, this is such a small percentage of the total Bitcoin market that gets traded every day. So it didn't do any kind of a blip, right, into the price. I mean, I think we were trending up around that time. So now the thing is, the government is planning on selling the remaining, 41,500 Bitcoins or so, worth currently about 1.1 billion over the rest of the year. So they are going to be slowly offloading it. And if you, just to put it in perspective, I think if you sold some every day, you would be selling like about 100 and something Bitcoin a day to get rid of this for the next 265 days of the year that's left, or something like that. So that's a little fact there. Go do some research on this. This is interesting. But let's jump into some crypto Twitter news. I got a couple stories that I wanted to call out. So first, Michael Saylor. If you're not following Michael Saylor, and if you guys don't know who Michael Saylor is, you should. Michael Saylor is the CEO of MicroStrategy. It's like a software company. And a few years ago, during the pandemic, really 2020, he came to the realization that he needed to do something with his wealth. And he starts, and you hear him talk, he talks about this, that he, kind of went through the whole process of, okay, I have a bunch of money, I got to store it. Now the government is printing a bunch of money, it's devaluing my dollars. You can see the value of the dollars continue to go down every year. So where can I put my assets into stuff that is not, going to go down in value? I need to be able to move it, take it from here to there, wherever. All right, so it needs to be able to be transmittable quickly, and different things, right? He was playing this out. He's like, okay, well, I can put money in gold, right? And it's safe. It's been, slowly climbing a little bit every year, and just maintains its value for the most part. You have other things, right? Fine art, obviously equities, right? Which is all based on the dollar. So if the dollar collapses and you have all your money in equities, then so how do you diversify, right? That kind of stuff. And he pretty much comes across Bitcoin, and because initially he was anti-Bitcoin, and he says it himself, and he started thinking through, and I think someone obviously orange pilled him, but he just comes to that realization that, like, well, it's better than gold, because there's only 21 million. Gold, I mean, there's miners every stinking day are mining, literally pulling gold, shiny rock out of the ground, and they're controlled. It's manipulated, right? They control the supply of gold that hits the market. And at any point in time, I mean, these miners could just dump the market full of gold. The countries could dump the market full of gold. So it's not a scarce asset, really. There's a lot of it. And there's this giant, massive asteroid that has like trillions and trillions of dollars worth of gold, enough so that every human would basically be able to live in a house, a mansion full of gold kind of thing. Like, it's just stupid amounts of gold, supposedly. But the point is that gold is not the best thing, because obviously, one, that they could keep, there's more of it out there, so it's not scarce, and you can't move gold around. You can't just go and take gold somewhere and take it with you, right? No, you're gonna get confiscated. There's only so much you can do. I watch these memes. I have a bunch. If you follow me, I post stuff about this. People trying to smuggle gold in the airports and things like that in their luggage, and they try to wrap it in like chocolate bars and all kinds of crazy stuff. But gold is not easily, you can't take it with you anywhere, right? And the government can just come and take it. They can come and take your property. But if you have Bitcoin, right, and this goes for any property, right? Art, whatever, any physical property, someone could just come and take it from you, whatever, right? Now, when you have Bitcoin, you have that seed phrase. And as long as you know that seed phrase, you could take your entire net worth with you across the world. No customs checks, no nothing. It's just here, right? No one can take it from you. Now, if someone tries to take you out, right? Hey, we're going to try to steal the thing. Okay, well, if they kill you, then they don't get no Bitcoin. So that's how you gotta look at it, right? Bitcoin is way better. So I love Michael Saylor. You gotta follow him. But this was funny. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a laugh. So Bitcoin, right? 30%. This is how you need to distribute your Bitcoin. Also Bitcoin, another 26%, but also in red. Also Bitcoin, 14%, but also in purple. And then cyan and green and brown, yellow, pink, blue, black, right? So it's all Bitcoin. Just diversify into Bitcoin. He's a total Bitcoin maximalist. You got to be careful with these maxis though, because they will try to turn you. They make me want to sell. They make me want to sell every single, altcoin, crap coin that's out there, and makes me want to jump into all Bitcoin. But I can't. I have to think smart, think long term. All right, so Nayib Bukele, right? Nayib Bukele, if you don't know who this is, he's the president of El Salvador. He also has been orange pilled and has converted the entire country into Bitcoin. He now has, basically made Bitcoin legal tender. And one of the things I want to bring up on this, because last week he said, next week I'll be sending a bill to Congress to eliminate all taxes, income, property, and capital gains, and import tariffs on technology innovations such as software programming, coding, apps, and AI development, as well as computing, communications, hardware manufacturing. So basically, he is opening up his country for business, and he is telling the world, hey, if you are a blockchain developer, any kind of tech, you want to come here, we're open, and we're going to help you. We're going to eliminate all taxes. And if you follow some people that are like in Bitcoin that are moving out there because, you can use your Bitcoin and everywhere it's being accepted in the country. And this guy's been doing all kinds of stuff, cleaning up his country. El Salvador, if you don't know, has had some of the highest murder rates in the entire world for a long time. Their country has been under siege by gangs, MS-13, 18th Street Gang, right? Gang members that were basically conditioned and trained here on the streets of Southern California, and then eventually across a lot of the crazy inner cities in the U.S. Then they get deported back to their country, and then they just go do crazy evil crime out there, right? I mean, I grew up in the hood. I know these guys, right? They're killers, right? They're sociopaths. They have no remorse or feeling about or empathy for other people. They do what they do, and it is what it is, right? I get it, but he's been cleaning all that up. I think he's been on a campaign to clean up his country, and it's been working. He has a 97% approval rating, right? So anyways, he said he was going to send this to Congress, and boom, done, signed. This thing it's in Spanish, so I'm not going to read it to you, but pretty much it's official. He now has passed this into law, and El Salvador is looking very, very compelling for me to consider moving to. So we'll see how that goes. But the last thing I want to share with you guys, is, I think I talked about it a little bit in my stream yesterday. There is a concerted effort in the U.S. right now by U.S. regulators because they're scared and they don't know. When the uncertainty of things, challenge of your authority, all that stuff makes you fearful, right, of the unknown. And then you lash out and you become erratic and you don't think straight, and common sense evades you when you're emotional, when you feel like you're under attack and you're on the defense, right? So I get it. I understand why the U.S. government is doing what they're doing, but if it just takes we just need a good leadership, like good sound leadership that just says, hey, guys, like, we can't let this innovation, this technology leave America. We need to make sure that this stays here. We need to figure out a way to work together, right? The legacy financial system with the new financial system. How do we transition it smart, right way? You people in power, you guys are going to have to probably give up some because the new people are bringing things up, and you have to just accept that that's how things are going to go. So either go work with them and help them out and stake your claim now, or, it's not going to work out. These guys are going to come take it and they're going to eat your lunch, right? That's how it should be. But we don't have that right now. So they're lashing out and they're fighting against crypto, and they're going after them, right? They're using this whole banking crisis thing that just happened to try to shut down the banks. And people say, "Oh, Angel, you're just you're a conspiracy theorist. There's no true. That's not true." Well, luckily, there's much smarter people than me, and so this law firm, Cooper and Kirk, put out this report. Okay, it is 37 pages. It is a fascinating report, extremely well written. I'll just go from here. But he sends this out. They send this out, and they basically put it out for everyone. Operation Choke Point 2.0. The federal bank regulators come for crypto, and they break down everything, like about what's going on, how they're using it, how they're weaponizing the financial system, and they're citing all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's written by lawyers. Okay, so it's really, really good. So, what we need to do, how can we use this, right? And I suggest that everyone read this. If you're in crypto, you should read this. You should know what they're trying to do so you can understand why it's happening and how you can work around it, and what we need to do together as a community to support these types of things, these campaigns of, trying to bring awareness of what the reality really is, right? That they're trying to stifle this innovation, trying to stifle growth. They're trying to control, right? So this is a great read. It's a little long, but it's just, for me, it's fascinating just to see like the coordination across the banks, the FDIC, the SEC, the Fed, right? Using Congress, to try to weaponize it as well. So, the CFTC, the OCC, all kinds of stuff, right? So what I would say is it's just good to kind of know, what's going on. You have to know your enemy. You have to know what their tactics are, what they're doing, so that you can learn how to counteract, right? And go on the defense or go on the counteroffensive, whatever you need to do. So one thing that I think we could all do is we should write or send this, right? And you can go to Cooper and Kirk. You can just look up Operation Choke Point 2.0 Cooper Kirk, and you can get this a PDF and send it to your congressman, to your senators, right? Call them. If they're nearby, you go walk over there, right? Your representatives, go to their office, hand deliver this thing and tell them, hey, you need to read this thing. We stand against it. We need to keep freedom alive in America, blah, blah, do whatever you need to do. But that's a way that we can get the word out there. Go talk to your politicians, call them. If you call them every day, if everyone starts calling the politicians every day, they will say something about it. They don't want that kind of stuff. They don't want that, right? So this is what we can do as citizens. We can take a proactive approach and not just sit back and be like, oh, gotta hear how this country's falling apart. Do something about it. If you're not gonna do anything about it, then shut up. Don't say nothing, because whatever, right? Let other people do it. But let's do something. Don't be like that. Just do. What does it cost you just to send it via email or go and just print it out and put it in the mail and just send it to them with a little handwritten note that says, you need to read this, you need to stop this, you need to be fighting against this stuff. I mean, that doesn't take you much. What's the cost of a couple stamps? Just put this in the mail. I'm just saying we should just be, I think, a little bit more proactive to jump in and help if you really want crypto to survive and not have it run out of America, because other countries have their hands wide open and they're saying, hey, bring it over here, we'll help you. And that's sad, because I really want America to do the best it can possibly do, right? Be the best it can possibly be, and have the most opportunities and have the most economic opportunities and resources so that we can continue to live great and prosper, right? So anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoy the show. I'm going to continue to work on some stuff. I'm going to got some graphics, little minor stuff for the launch for Monday. And again, we're going to probably be expanding some different things. I'm going to give you guys the news, and then we'll jump into the charts, which I'm going to do right now before I take off. But I'm going to probably start pulling out some of the top coins that I'm looking at, things that I'm trading, things that I'm looking at myself, or I'm actually investing in myself. And then I'll have a few little segments that I'm going to do, but I'm not going to talk about them right now. I'm just going to bounce them off you, and then you guys will let me know in the comments. So if you're watching this, smash that like button, hit that subscribe, and maybe write a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. All right, so let's jump into this charts. It's going to give you guys a quick little rundown on the prices and kind of see where we're at today. So Bitcoin right now hovering around 28.5, a little bit above 28.5. You got Ethereum at 1826, BNB at 315, XRP pumping up to 53, and Cardano back down to 39. It got up to 42, I believe. Let's just look at Cardano really quickly. So just under 41 cents. Now, I know, depending on the exchange or where it was, I know it was definitely trading at over 41 cents and close to 42 cents in a few places. So it really all depends on the exchange. Obviously, this is an aggregate of a bunch of different exchanges and things like that. But yeah, no, the market is doing pretty good. Let's see who some of the top movers today. Basic attention token, what? 12%, almost 13%. Casper, 9%. Render, 8%. Render is really promising. I have a little bit. And look at Singularity, another, went up 6%. So we're back at 43 cents. That's nice. I got this in one of my bots right now trading. So it's making me money every day, just making me money, as well as it continued to go up in value. So that's great. Now, let's look at my chart here. So I was watching ETH earlier. It's in this pattern right here, and I have a feeling it wants to break up and get us close to that 2,000 level. I don't think that ETH will get up to 2,000 until Bitcoin gets over 30, but I could be wrong, right? If we get to that Shanghai release, that may be something that helps pump the price of ETH. But for right now, I'll say it's still going to kind of trail with Bitcoin. So depending on what Bitcoin does. Now, Bitcoin looks like it might be a little bit of an ascending wedge here. So it may break down in the short term. Let me check the daily. Daily wants to move up. Let me just check the 3-day really quickly. So oversold on the 3-day. Let's check the 12-hour or the actually it wants to curve back around on the Stokes. Momentum's coming back up on the MACD. Who knows where it's gonna go, but it does make me question if it was gonna break down maybe in the short term. All right, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing. So it may break down. I'm not sure. If it does, though, it would be quite a bit of the measured move will bring you down. Maybe even back down to here. So where's that? I mean, if it breaks, I don't know if it'll come back up. It might come back up, but let's see the. Curve path. Okay, so edge shoulder. Yeah, it may break it down, but it could be the other way. It could go back up. We'll see. So I'm thinking it may come down. I could be wrong, but it could bring us down just slight under 28,000 again. As long as we stay within this trend here, this trend line, we should be fine, right? Because we're in this like wedge right here. So, and I think it'll make us break back up, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. We'll see how it goes. This weekend's going to be volatile, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin does make a slight move down and then pumps up to around the 29.4K range. That's kind of the range I've been watching. So I would say just be careful trading this weekend. I'm going to probably be sitting out. I have a few things in play already, but I'm not looking to enter in any trades. Now, unless I see something really juicy setting up that I just can't resist, obviously I'll jump in, but I'm definitely going to take it easy on trading this weekend. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I have for you today, and I appreciate you guys. God bless you. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Remember, next week we're going to be launching it. We'll probably have some music. We'll have other things going on, and appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe button wherever you're watching, whichever channel you're watching on. Got this going out to multiple channels. So with that, God bless you guys. Hope you have a great weekend. Happy Friday out there. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Keep Bitcoin on. Merry Christmas, really? I'm tripping out. Happy Easter. It's coming up. And anyways, go get some, go stack some Bitcoins. Peace out, everybody.